It is just a minute after 2 p.m. Central African Time. It is the 19th of February, a rather cold day in Babane, currently experiencing light rain showers and light winds, but we are warm anyway. Welcome to Market View, tracking developments around the nation's economy and how it feeds into the overall sustainable economic growth of the country. Today's show starts with news from the Eswatini National Provident Fund, which is looking into heightening its efforts to convert from being a provident fund into being a pension fund this year. Really interesting development there. Our second focus looks into some of the key priorities that the Minister for Finance's budget speech will have, as we are expecting Minister Reichenbach to deliver the speech sometime this week. We will then welcome in studio our in-house business journal, Nelsiwe Ndlangamandla, just to make sense of an interesting sentiment that has been shared by Business Eswatini's Chief Executive, Inati Dlamini. Inati says that the business community is expecting no increased tax in this year's budget. Really, really interesting. We will unpack all of that over the next half an hour. But before we wrap things up, we will be joined by our economist, Sanele Sbia, just, take us through the latest financials through a market analysis. For now, let's look at our business news. On our first story, the Minister for Finance, Neil Reichenbach, has said this year's budget will focus more on improving the social welfare of Eswatini, with particular focus being that of creating job opportunities, health, education and agriculture, amongst other priorities. The Minister highlighted this when asked what this year's budget will focus on.
As normal, we're going to be really making sure that the Ministry of Education and the Ministry of Health take a priority in the budget, as has been asked for by Sibaya, and even the questions and the response we've been getting on the social media platforms we've opened up for people to comment on. Those are two areas that will be getting a lot of focus. But at the same time, we are also analyzing all the Sibaya submissions and to see what we can do within the different ministries, the Ministry of Youth, and so we're trying to see what we can fit in there. But there's a very strong drive for growth. And so we are really trying to make sure that whatever we do, we're taking growth very seriously. We do believe that our main problems are poverty and unemployment, and what will take us out of that is growth. Growth supplies not only more jobs, but better quality jobs, and more jobs and better quality jobs sorts out the poverty problem. So we really are focusing quite heavily on growth and to see what we can do in that space to try and grow the economy. Education and health are two of the priorities. Agriculture has always been getting a lion's share and a top priority within the budget to be able to try and do so. With us continuing with the Mkondo Ngwavuma projects, it's definitely continuing to get a decent share of the budget.
The National Provident Fund has invested about 50% of its earnings in the country. The acting Chief Executive Officer, Futhi Dembe, said this when explaining why they will heighten their efforts of converting the Provident Fund into a pension fund this year.
As the fund, I am proud to state that we have supported the socio-economic development of the country in that more than 50% of our investments are in the country. We are invested in the country because we know that it is entities like the Provident Funds that will develop the country and ensure that it reaches first world status. Maybe just to mention just a few investments that we have done here in Eswatini. We are invested at Happy Valley. We own 100% of Happy Valley. We also shareholders at Montigny, Swazi Mobile, Pick and Pay Group, just to mention a few. And the other aspect that we are looking at doing as ENPF is the conversion of the Eswatini National Provident Fund into a pension, which as ENPF we know that it is one of the key dreams of the king, in that he really is interested in the social well-being of Eswatini. So as ENPF we are looking at government in supporting the conversion of the fund. Just to explain a bit on why the conversion is important. It is important because it will allow all employed eMaswati to earn a salary until the last day of his or her life on earth. One of the critical key objective of ENPF is the provision of ensuring that we improve the socio-economic of the country. And how do we do that? Mostly it's through the provision of employment to ordinary Swazis.
6 minutes after 2, we'll go for a quick ad break. We return with our business journal, Nelson Ndlangamandla.
Renewal of TV licenses for 2024 is now open. Here is a quick reminder. A viewer's TV license costs 180 emalangeni per device. Other accessories such as decoders and set-top box cost 50 emalangeni per device. For traders and repairers, TV license costs 300 emalangeni per business area. And now, to pay your TV license, use these following methods. You can use MTN Mobile Money with the number 76222000 or dial *007 *3 *7 hash. Or you can use Eswatini Imali. And you can pay our TV license at any post office in the country. Another option is you can use any Nedbank branch using our TV license account number 119900430037. Don't forget, when paying for your viewer's TV license, reference with your PIN at all times. And when paying for a retailer TV license, reference with your TIN at all times. For more information, call us on 7802-4543 or 34050163 or 34020879. And you can send us a WhatsApp message on 762222000.
Residents of Simunye and surrounding areas are notified that intense TV license door-to-door inspections are being conducted in the region. The exercise starts on the 19th to the 28th of February 2024. Stay alert. Our TV license inspectors will be wearing Eswatini TV gear and will have tags that confirm their identity. Don't be scammed. Our inspectors do not ask for cash payments. Pay your TV license only at specified pay points or call us on 34050163 or 78024545 for more information. Alternatively, you can send a WhatsApp message to 76222000 and we'll chat with you. Pay your TV license today, enhance the industry.
Now, welcome back. We will be joined by our business journal soon. But before that, let's look at a story speaking to the business community, which is expecting no increased tax in this year's budget. The Chief Executive Officer of Business Eswatini shared this when sharing the business sector's expectations of the budget, which will be tabled by the Minister of Finance, Neil Reichenberg, this coming Friday in Parliament.
Firstly, we would like the Honourable Minister not to yield to the temptation of raising taxes. That's number one. And we are saying that because we are looking at the prospects of this economy this year. The prospects are that the economy will grow by 4.9%, which is a huge figure, which we are very excited about. But also equally, we are aware that the public debt as a percentage of GDP has gone down immensely. I think from figures like 5% to 1.6 or 1.8%. All of those figures bode well for the either maintenance of the taxes or even reduction if possible. So we would ask the Honourable Minister not to yield to that temptation of raising taxes. Secondly, he has been talking about streamlining SOEs, state-owned enterprises. We support that because we are feeling that it is time for state-owned enterprises to be streamlined in order to cut costs on the part of government. We'll be looking forward that he will say something about that and put an action agenda in place for this year so that we can see if that can happen as expeditiously as possible. We don't have time.
Yeah, Business Eswatini's Chief Executive, Mr. Inati Dlamini Nelsiwe, he's saying some really interesting things there, but I think it's giving a lot of hope to Emaswati, what he is saying. What do you make, of his sentiment?
Uyayiteka Sifiso indzaba yokuthi akakabheki ukuthi kunyuke yona i-tax asati ke sitawubona ngayo indvuna yetemafa kepha ke lokumcoka ukuthi indvuna yetemafa isethula yona i-budget kufanele ukuthi beke speech sengwenyama ngala nayivula iparliament bese seyiyayenda ke i-budget yayo shothi nje speech sengwenyama should guide what the budget would look like. Siyati ke Sifiso ukuthi Ndvunankulu in his inaugural speech ukhulumile ngendzaba ye grand plan where kutawubu kwakhona tindzaba tekuthi ngabe kukhuliswa kanjani tindzaba tabo vocational training, kukhuliswa kanjani tindzaba tekukhulisa wona umnotfo, kutekwe leto tindzaba leto social economic development. Sitawubuka nje ukuthi i-budget speech itawuhamba lapho kungathi kumbe ngeyiwabulale kakhulu eMaswati.
Yeah, earlier we listened to Minister for Finance, Neil Reichenberg. You're speaking about, ukuthi kutawulungisa kakhulu tindzaba te social economic development, and we know ukuthi inherent in that is poverty and unemployment. That's under socio-economic development anyway. But Minister Neil Reichenberg, there's a strong drive for growth, but that could be easily misinterpreted. What does he mean by that, Nelsiwe?
Hulumende Sifiso ichazile indzaba yekuthi kufanele kunema key sectors lekufanele ukuthi abukwe ikakhulu i-agriculture, agro-processing, manufacturing, energy. Sibonile ku budget yeminyaka lophelile ya 2022-2023 noma ke 2023-2024 lapho khona i-energy inikwe 1.09 billion emalangeni. Nawubuka i-natural resources kulomnyaka loya lowengcile beyinikwe nje just above 529 million emalangeni. Lokusho ukuthi kunalama sectors leseyiwabukile. Siyathi Sifiso ukuthi i-Royal Science and Technology Park nje ithi zinga 38 million emalangeni ukuthi iqinise debchwephesha la etinkhundleni. So sitawubuka ukuthi engabe imali tifakwa kuphi kulomnyaka.
Yeah, kunendzaba lenkulu loyitsinzile na ngiphendula kwekucala endzaba yokuthi kutawufuna ukuthi indvuna yetemafa beke inkulumo yengwenyama lacele. That's His Majesty's speech from the throne mnyaka wa 2024 nayisatablisha in fact lokho leta setfulela kona lesihlanu engabe sisa reflect nje kuso speech from the throne. And again, what I liked about what Minister of Finance said, ukuthi some of the issues that will be addressed are the things that were pronounced esibayeni letashiwo ke sive sakangwane nasifole lithuba lekuthi siyawukhuluma embi kwayo ngwenyama. And indeed the speech from the throne did address those issues. So I think I do hear you kahle now ukuthi kutawufuneka speech sengwenyama what are these issues lesingasho ukuthi tavetwa sive kenyalo lekutawufuna ukuthi addresswe masinyana?
Sive kakhulu indzaba yemisebenzi. Sibonile ukuthi sive sikhala kakhulu ngemisebenzi, sive sikhala kakhulu ngekusekelwa kwabo bosomabhizinisi ukuthi besekeleke kahle. Kunendzaba yokuthi hulumende ku budget yeminyaka lophelile nje sengibekise ukhokhe imali lengetulu kwa 600 million lapho khona abethi ufuna ukuthi ema students kuma scholarships asala khula from 2500 to over 3500. That means that uyazama ukuthi ahlangabetane nato tonke leti nginga leto. Siyathi ukuthi hulumende unebantfana lakabasupportako ema orphaned and vulnerable children la over 80,000 eminyakeni lophelile nje kuphela labo bamfana labo babhadalelwe esikolweni imali lengu 194 million emalangeni. So ngiletinfo leto utawubuka nekuthi ngabe umnotfo ukhuliswa kanjani. It all fits into the grand plan yakhe Prime Minister nakenda speech sakhe sekucala ukuthi fanele sikhulise umnotfo, sibuke netimarket, sibuke nekuthi emathuba yemisebenzi endiwa kanjani, akhiwa kanjani.
Ngathi kutsinza tonke tinhlangothi onke ematiko la khona. And another thing that it fits into ngule Royal Command yangweve letawugijinywa iParliament elishumi nakubili nemsebenzi
Impela,
omningi.
Sibisi.
Let's listen to business Eswatini's Chief Executive Mr. Inati nakaqhubeka nenkulumo yakhe.
ICT infrastructure, we had the honor of engaging the Minister of ICT, and she got us excited about how she looks at the world and indeed of business, and also her appreciation that the ICT is the anchor of business development, and it is something that she'll be pushing alongside with us. We're still complaining about how high the data costs are in this country. We want those reduced, and the minister did promise to work closely with all role players, including the business community. Also, for government, we are looking for them to see if they can also expedite the ease of doing business in this country, access to facilities, finance, and otherwise, especially for small and medium-sized enterprises. I hope the minister will be saying something about that. But probably most importantly, it's trade, and you will be aware that trade is indeed the lifeblood of this country. I don't care what, even the SACCO receipts that we enjoy and which have improved lately, they are a function of international trade, and as such, trade facilitation should be something key. We would like the minister to empower the Trade Facilitation Committee to ensure that there is a seamless exchange of goods at the borders, and also the congestion that we see up, especially in Oshuk, it is something that is removed. And the committee is busy at work, working with that, including the Minister of Home Affairs, by the way.
Some really takeaways, some really interesting takeaways, Nelly, from what he's saying, particularly regarding the development of the business sector lapha Gangwane. But since ye data, the cost of data is quite a thorn. But we are sure there will be a key focus on developing the business sector.
Nasikhumbula Sifiso i-Escom ike yenda i-e-commerce readiness lapho khona beyibuka ukuthi kuthengiselana ngetebuchwephesha kutawuhamba kanjani. Siyathi ukuthi tinkampani letahlukene kulamalanga tibhizi ngayo indzaba yekuthi tinciphise i-data. Nawubukela YouTube tikhanza mhlawumbe sowude naleyo data seyiphelile. So we are hoping ukuthi as kuthulwa ibudget kutawubukwa letinhlangothi leto Sifiso kwekuthi phela kusendiwa i-trade njengoba ngiyovele lemcokwa kakhulu siya importer siya exporter nathi kuthe ngabe i-data iyehliswa kanjani. We know ukuthi Escom has already started kubuka ukuthi lokho kungendiwa kanjani.
It's quite interesting, Nelly. Thank you so much for your time. We have run out of our time, but certainly, and what I'm taking from what you're saying is that, you know, through YouTube, like Market View, let's see Sagata Gonyal, and within it, it's some adverts, and that's still e-commerce. So Lomnyanga Kalang data. So we're hoping good that's something that will be addressed really soon. We'll go for a net break. We'll talk to our in-house economist, Mr. Sibia Ngwenzao.
Sabatandi ukuthi njengalokho sivile sive sitikhulume.
Be sure to catch Business Watch every Wednesday between 2 p.m. to 3 p.m., where we feature the latest updates on business news, market trends, and exclusive interviews with industry leaders, as well as insights on emerging small and medium enterprises in the commercial sector. Business Watch, your business leader.
Residents of Simunye and surrounding areas are notified that intense TV license door-to-door inspections are being conducted in the region. The exercise starts on the 19th to the 28th of February 2024. Stay alert. Our TV license inspectors will be wearing Eswatini TV gear and will have tags that confirm their identity. Don't be scammed. Our inspectors do not ask for cash payments. Pay your TV license only at specified pay points or call us on 34050163 or 78024545 for more information. Alternatively, you can send a WhatsApp message to 76222000 and we'll chat with you. Pay your TV license today, enhance the industry.
"22 minutes after 2, we welcome our economist, Mr. Sanele Sbiya, on the program. Mr. Sbiya, welcome to the program. Really interesting developments happening around the market. We're hearing that gold is climbing above 2K. Perhaps if you could start there.
Thank you, sir, for having me. So when you look at gold, today it's trading above 2 grand. That is actually at the backdrop of macroeconomic data coming out of London, where inflation still remains above 4%, and then you will see that the British economy is also in the negative territory. So if you couple that with what is happening in America, lapho sibonile nakhona inflation ingibile ngaJanuary, so lonke le nombolo lonke imakethe sale tifuna kuyo hedge futhi lisebenzise lona ligolide compared to using kubuyela kuma stock markets.
Really interesting. Brent crude is also climbing. Engabe, what is affecting that?
Indzaba ye Brent crude na ubuka laphana eMiddle East soloti bambene ngetihluthu, and le conflict iyangeke escalator, so sekubathe umhlaba wonke uyazama ukontrola Israel ukuthi phela aseyima kwehla le ndasi kubo Rafa, but iyatimisela nje yachubeka iyehla and ibonjwa dibhedlela nani nani. Sesibonile ke neIraq nayo seyithembisa lokuthi nabangachubeka behle bayele ndasi itawuse nayo seyajoyina. So leto dinfo leto ngole tenda ke imakethe ye-oil nyalo seyicala seva a bit uncertain. So lokho ke utasibangela ukuthi nasichubeka siya embili sibuka ngamatch sesingacala sithi ngoba solo ingetulu kwa 80 le Brent crude yethu sesingaba nako lokuthi probably we might have to brace for another fuel price hike, but vaget the market is that the market nako kushintsha overnight.
Engabe sisaya kuma currencies, there's quite a topical conversation around the technical recession that is happening in Europe. Engabe, how does that affect our currencies?
Lokuthi in the Europe ingene ku technical recession, uma ungabuka nje namuhla kona sizamile kwenta certain gains in terms of le global markets, but ke sisengakabuyi nathi sisi currency yethu ukuthi ibuye kahle kule level of la singathi khona seyi more stable, so lo ilenge kubo 18 idlalela kubo 19. So lokho kubangela ukuthi na ubuka ukuthi iEurope neLondon ngiyona si trade nayo kakhulu silive, so they are our main trading partners. So nabangena ku technical recession nabo kusho ukuthi le demand lechamuka khona lena kubo London singayigadza ukuthi itawehla noma ngeke ijabulise ngetindlela market engayijabulela ngato ngiko kwamanyalo, noma ngabe siyayibuka le market yethu iba negain, kodwa na ubuka ke ukuthi ngale e-US Stanford ahamba kahle ngakhona ngokungazi ukuthi we are seeing those mixed signal laphana emarket.
There's the growing financial pressure, particularly on the middle class in South Africa. So the cost of living is relentlessly soaring up. Engabe sisabuka khona South Africa nje inganye nje sitawungena kunabo bo JSE, engabe simo sikanjani vele?
Nakhona ti-market South Africa sitibonile ti-reactor kuleti ndzaba na ungabuka nje i-JSE ayisiyo le ngathi beyijabulisa kahle namhla cause nakusaqala kusa nje beyivele on the negative i-trader iyaphansi ngalokuthi umhlaba wonke vele nyalo uthukile kunalombolo echamuka eLondon nalokuthi bese sigathi lesengumhlaba ukuthi i-interest rate itawucala yehle kodwa nakusaphuma inombolo leti kanjena tiba nako lokuthusa ukuthi awungabe kanze itawehlanini are we now bracing for quarter 3 kuthiwe besigadze quarter 2 sekwenteka kanjani so the market they are really reacting to those news lokusho ukuthi ke nala kithi nje uyabona ukuthi silive ngoba sitrade ikakhulu neSouth Africa nawubuka le ndlela kwenteka ngayo ngale South Africa ukuthi nayo imarket iyadi loser that market alengesheya ngoba umhlaba songena ku technical recession so you can see ukuthi ayaluza vele tingapane incumbi in terms of their value so now South Africa is actually worried about that ngolesi worried ngato nathi ukuthi ingabe kutawende kanjani lapha price ya fuel ingabe le recession yase UK itawufika kanganani like what would be the impact looking at the trade volumes that are happening across these two countries so tawukhanza ukuthi vele le recession nayikhona lena le demand yehlile nathi sitawukuva lokho ikakhulu le nkampani letithengiselana nawo emavela lengesheya.
Engabe nasisabuka nje ngoba vele ngalesihlanu sigadze indvuna yetemafa ukuthi ithule emaphakelo kuvame kuba ne-excitement particularly on the market. Engabe how is the atmosphere right now as we anticipate this budget speech?
Lapho nasibuka nje kulento la ekhaya ti-market kuyatshengisa kakhulu ukuthi emaswati abheke ukuthi kube ngiyona budget lena letawunyusa ema-capital expenditures ibe nako ukuboosta umnotfo lokho sikubona kuma-movements lesiwabonako ku-stock exchange sethu kwekuthi as much as lama investment companies are selling off kakhulu na ungabuka nje iSwapRop namuhla iluze 5% ekutrade kodwa ke lawo ma losses siyawabona ukuthi imarket iyakhona kuwafihla okuwa on average nasibuka tinkampani letifana nabonkonyeni precast diyenyuka ngalokuthi kunale anticipation yokuthi le capital expenditure itawunyuka so siyabona le sell off from the equities to those companies that are in the manufacturing sector like Nkonyeni precast so singasho ukuthi imarket isisebuke with a positive light ngalokuthi sinekubuka empili ukuthi kulomnyaka into lefuna ibe ngiyona iphusha umnotfo wethu kufuna kube ngiyona i-government expenditure and more especially ngalapha kuma manufacturing so sesitawubona yona ke budget ukuthi ngabe uyawalandzela lemagama alomutse yena finance minister ngakwenyukuthi sitawunyuke lama capital projects.
Before I let you go, Mr. Sibiya, in under a minute, if you could just quickly give us an overview of what's happening in the New York Stock Exchange as well as Asia and Europe.
No, the market tonke nasi tibuka nje njengoba bese sishilo ukuthi vele titinglet nawubuka nje America tivale tinako lokuthi tivala tiphansi nase London nawubuka ungena ubuka nase France nakhona eGermany the market tisiniketa ima-mixed signals lesitibona kwangazuthi inako lokwenyukanyuka kube ngikhona khona le-London but nakhona it's the top 40 companies which is somehow a glimmer of hope in terms of the market so basically the market tilale ngalesihlanu ti-reactor kuleti ndzaba takhona lena eLondon ngokuthi na iLondon iba nekushona phasi so sibonile incumbi nje kunama-mixed reactions kude ukuthi singasho ukuthi imarket is going bullish noma it is going down so kuba ngiloko nje lesibona those mixed reactions across and then all Americans companies closed lower nasibuka lama stocks akhona all stocks not the companies ngesimo sokuthi lama stocks are close lower ngalokuthi vele umhlaba wonke ureactile to le ndzaba yase London and then there's also the potential of an escalation in the Middle East and now ngakhumbula ke former President Trump uvele nje walihlabisa ngemlomo nini ukuthi yena angeke nyalo asa-protect labanye banabe bangayifaki imali kunathi ku-NATO so vele nangeke ayikhiphe leyo mali so umhlaba nato ndzaba uthusathusile ukuthi ungabe siyakuphi-ke manje if singeke sabana le protection besiyidzinga.
Yeah, no, a lot is happening geopolitically, the technical recession in London. But thank you so much for joining us, Mr. Sibiya, again today. Another episode for Market View tomorrow in Salekahle.